All right, good afternoon. I'm Spencer, an associate at Schoharie Economic Enterprise Corporation, and I'm joined today by the wonderful team from the Mohawk Valley the Mohawk Valley Economic Development District. We have Steve Smith, the Executive Director, Dr. Mary Kate Mysick, the Senior Project Manager, Amanda Kerr, the Clean Energy Community Coordinator, and Heather DeWitt, the Economic Development Specialist. Before I get started, I just wanted to express how pleased we are to be able to be one of the 6 members of the MVEDD, member counties that is, which was formed, I guess, in 1966 by federal government's Economic Development Agency. I want to thank you all for joining SEEC for Economic Development Week on our Industrial Strategies Day. We are proud to have the opportunity to work with you and your organization, your resources, and your expertise in all the work that we do. But before we dive into industrial development, let's talk about the services you guys provide.
I guess I can start off. Hello, everybody. I'm Steve Smith, Executive Director of Mohawk Valley Economic Development. I've been the director going back to January of 2013. I've been with the MVEDD since 1994, having different various titles. We do many things here at MVEDD, technical assistance, revolving loan funds. We run our own comprehensive economic development strategy as far as our planning document for anyone and any municipality in our 6 counties to use. We do clean energy programs here through NYSERDA. One big thing we do is infrastructure grants for local municipalities or economic development agencies, water, sewer, electric, gas, telecommunications. We supply through EDA, the Economic Development Administration under the U.S. Department of Commerce, those infrastructure grants, and every business park in our 6 counties has some form of EDA funding in it. We also do environmental type programs through our Keep Mohawk Valley Beautiful program. We just did a Great American Cleanup is one of the items. As far as the national organization of Keep America Beautiful is concerned, we have a local chapter representing our 6 counties, which we did our press conference at SEEC, last month, and
yes,
went very well. Yes, thank you so much. So, we do broadband studies. We're doing right now a food assessment, local food assessment in another county. So we have many different types of programs and items that we do here at MVEDD.
Wow, it sounds like you guys are doing a lot for the community and empowering the economic development for the future.
Yes.
Well, now starting off into the industrial development side of the discussion, let's talk about ag to start. The ag industry in Schoharie County is worth nearly $50 million in direct product value, but total value is closer to $150 million, according to Schoharie's Ag Protection Plan. And we view this as a priority industry. So I guess my first question is, we understand that you have worked with some of our ag businesses through your revolving loan fund and application assistance for different programs. Can you speak more to these programs and their impact on the county?
Yes, if maybe Heather want to take that with our agricultural loan fund and our regular loan funds.
Yeah, absolutely. So we do have a couple different loan funds. We have a rural development loan fund and an agricultural specific loan fund that we've helped a few companies in Schoharie County with. We've helped Jefferson Main Street. We've helped them in a couple different ways. They're, as you know, they're your new mill that is opening up, which is absolutely fantastic. But
a great group of ladies doing some great work.
They certainly are, and their product is fantastic.
It is.
We've helped them out with a couple different loans. One of the special things about Jefferson Main Street is we've also been able to apply and was awarded a USDA grant specifically to purchase equipment for them, at which, they're leasing it from us. They'll own it at the end of the lease, and they get that lease for interest free. So, they're saving themselves money there by working through this program with us. In addition, we've helped other agricultural based companies in Schoharie County. We've helped Wayward Brewing when they first started out. Again, really great company that has probably some of the best beer in the area. We helped them out with a couple different loans. We've also helped Brimstone LLC, the bakery, again, really good food. And one of the latest ones we've helped out is actually Highland Hollow Farms. They're just doing absolutely incredible work up there and trying to grow their business and trying to grow Schoharie County and everything that they're doing with their slaughterhouse and, all of that kind of stuff. Just absolutely fantastic.
Amazing. What kind of work goes into these applications for like the USDA? I hear that's a very intensive program.
Yeah, so the USDA grant, actually, MVEDD wrote the application for it. Jefferson Main Street, the only thing we asked was a list of equipment that they were looking for. And they had to also write one letter of, I'll call it a letter of support, but really just a letter talking about what they are, who they are, what they do, to include in with the application. But that was something that we took on as a whole in our office here. So, Jefferson Main Street, very little that they had to do on their part. For a revolving loan fund application, it's a bit more intense than what the USD application was, only because the applicant has to do the filling out the actual form. There's a lot of paperwork that goes into it, financial reporting that's necessary. But again, we try to work with the company, the organization, as much as possible. If they're missing something or if they're not sure what something is, we try to either help them create that or work through what they need to finish the appliation.
Awesome. Sounds great. Sounds like you guys are doing a lot of work to help
I can
people with
also,
that too.
yeah, I can also add, the Wayward Brewing, in the town of Schoharie, Jefferson Main Street, town of Jefferson, Brimstone, they're a food manufacturer located in the village of Sharon Springs, and they make delicious cookies, cakes, breads. They make their own cake mixes and muffin mixes, all those kinds of things you can buy wholesale. And I believe right now on weekends, they are open where you can actually go in and buy breakfast items, bakery goods, all those kinds of things. Highland Hollow Farms, they're in the town of Schoharie, doing a meat processing plant. Heather and I have both had some of their processing with the best burgers and steak, which were absolutely the best I've ever had, Heather. It was just so good, those burgers. Sorry, Mary Kate. All of those businesses, ag, we were so happy. We had an agricultural loan fund through New York State, and we had $500,000, and most of the funds obviously went to Schoharie County.
That's great. That's
how
good to
big
hear.
they are in ag.
And it sounds like you guys create real connections with the businesses you work with.
Yes,
Not many people
definitely.
could tell you what they're doing and what days of the week they have offered. So,
and Heather has gone above and beyond the call of duty. Right now, because of COVID, the small business development centers are really backed up. They're not seeing people one-on-one. Heather has done the pro forma statements, future revenue and expenses, future balance sheets for them. And that has just saved so much time to get the applications completed to our board, to get them approved and get the check in hand to the business.
Sounds amazing. Now, shifting slightly, I guess my next question has to do with coronavirus. And you mentioned you have been remote for a long time now, but I understand that you're instrumental in steering CARES Act money and funding to Schoharie County to help reposition for supply chain shifts and through site assessment and market reports. I think Dr. Misek has some information on that. I think she helped.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So our COVID-19 Recovery and Resiliency Program is very multifaceted. What we've done in Schoharie County has mostly revolved around a site assessment and cooperative marketing planning project, which was completed in December of 2020. And so we partnered with a consultant firm, and we were able to identify 75 parcels throughout Schoharie County and do a lot of work and research and narrow that down to 3 sites that we identified as what we think are some of the most promising sites for Schoharie County to move forward and get shovel ready and bring new industry and business into the county. So I think it's an incredible progress for the county to really move forward on these 3 sites.
I say, what was the process with that? Was it intensive with CARES Act money? I hear that the government was pretty excited to get that funding out and to maximize the impact. So is there anything more along with the process you have for that?
So we were really fortunate in the sense that MVEDD was awarded money for implementation projects through that CARES Act, and we were able to double our money with a National Grid grant. And so we were able to do a lot larger projects with that CARES Act money by sort of bolstering it with other funds and being able to do bigger projects than we would have otherwise.
Awesome.
And Spencer, yeah, in addition to Mary Kate's planning grant and the money that she was able to get, we also received $2.74 million for a revolving loan fund specifically to help companies that were negatively affected by COVID. And $167,305 was pushed into Schoharie County from that loan fund.
That's incredible. Sounds like it made a huge impact on our businesses. So Heather, actually, I have another question for you. I hear you recently hosted a special event focused on finding developers for legacy industrial sites. What are some of the outcomes of that event? And can you tell us a bit more about any future plans you have for that?
Yeah, so the Brownfields Developer Summit, it was a 6-county cross-organizational collaboration to bring developers into our region to showcase our brownfields within our area. Each county showcased 3 separate brownfield locations, and the whole point of it was, one, to show the outside world that we do have this really great collaboration within our counties and across different organizations, not specifically just IDAs and things like that, but across all levels. In addition, we also wanted to showcase the brownfields to say, hey, we can develop things here. We have the ability, we have the capacity, and we have the place. And then 3, also to talk about the Mohawk Valley and to showcase what makes the Mohawk Valley really cool, because we all live here and we do know how cool it is, but the outside population might just see it as this little tiny area to, don't blink or you'll miss it as you pass through. And the event was actually a very big success. We've gotten comments from the EPA, we've gotten comments from, local government officials talking about how great that event was and how well it showcased both our collaboration and our area. We are planning on doing another one next year. Again, it's going to be in spring. We're just starting to do the initial planning on it now, but we are also looking to apply for an EPA revolving loan fund, which would be specifically for brownfields. If it is awarded to us, we would have money to invest in these brownfields and to help develop even further, what's been going on. So a lot of exciting stuff coming with brownfields. Yeah.
That's really cool. Have you heard anything back from any of the participants? Have they had developers working on some of the sites, any offers?
I do not know specifics on any of those.
There was one well, I'm not sure because of the brownfields, but the site assessment that was spearheaded by Mary Kate. Julie Paquetti said there is one company interested in one of the top 3 sites in Schoharie County, but I'm not sure about the brownfields yet. But the site assessment did prove worthwhile.
That's cool. That's really cool. I can say, however, coming from SEEC, that the event did result in 2 tours for us with 2 different properties that we presented. We're scheduling one now, and we had an offer on one of the buildings that we are reviewing currently. So
with the brownfield?
From the brownfield event.
Oh, excellent.
So
excellent.
We're very hopeful that it's going to come through with something, but fingers crossed. But I personally can say, having attended it, that it was an outstanding event, presenters were amazing, and it did give
Mhm.
the counties great opportunities to meet with
Mhm.
potential investors.
Mhm.
So thank you
Excellent.
for that opportunity. I'll welcome back Amanda. I stepped out for a moment, but my next question is for you. Here that I wanted to talk to you about clean energy. Clean energy has been a hot topic recently and at all levels of government. And I wanted to know, are there any clean energy incentives specific to industrial sector that you're aware of, or any other forms of granting money that could be utilized in the year to come, currently available, what have you?
Yes. So this is a topic where there's a bunch of opportunity. It just kind of depends where. So like a couple of the sectors as far as where there's grants and rebates and incentives available are like electric vehicle chargers, building improvements. There's some opportunities as far as even financing clean energy projects. So some of them are down to like the county level, if like Schoharie County participated with PACE financing or put on a community campaign to kind of let different businesses know about these incentives. But that's where we can help as well. If there's a business that's out there that's looking for funding, there are a bunch of utility level rebates as well as NYSERDA level rebates. So yes, lots of clean energy incentives. So it's definitely a good time to look forward to clean energy, as well as being able to utilize any of the grants that are out there to kind of make it so like operational costs can be lower, things like that. So for businesses, you know, their operational costs month to month for utilities might, you know, be going up with the cost of utilities. So by being able to participate in some of these grant programs, they might be able to lower their operational costs so that, you know, in 5 years from now, if those utility prices go back up, they can kind of take advantage of like having a better, more stable baseline. So if there's multiple, so there's everything from getting kitchen equipment to getting EV chargers installed, to getting LED lighting, to getting just general buildings, anything from new construction to substantial renovations. There's a lot out there through the utility company and NYSERDA.
Awesome. You mentioned PACE funding, I think you said. Could you explain that a little
Yes.
more? I'm not
So
familiar.
PACE financing is property assessed clean energy. So it's basically a way for companies to be able to get a lot of financing. So like they're able to get anywhere from $70,000 as far as the loan goes, up to literally unlimited. So like if you're looking to do a big plant, you can get things like geothermal, solar, everything like that for low interest rates. Right now, last I checked, Schoharie County is not participating, but it's something that they can do very easily. So if at the county level, it's something they'd like to look at, we can kind of help them with that. But it's a great option to kind of bring in companies. So like, therefore, if a new company is coming in, building a project, something like that, they could do geothermal and solar and essentially have no utility bill. So that might be something that can kind of keep them there longer, or, you know, make it so that they can, you know, be sturdy in the economy. But it's really great incentive and a great way to get additional funding. So it's something that's out there to kind of have leverage additional technologies. That way they don't have to use like semi-cheaper fossil fuel equivalencies. So that's something that we have been trying to kind of get more outreach out into the community as far as doing the PACE financing, because some of the other municipal or counties and municipalities within the Mohawk Valley do offer PACE financing, and it's something that's not too unattainable for the county. So we can work on that.
Is that something that small businesses can come to you directly for? Do they have to go through a county rep?
We have so the EIC is the one that administers it for New York. So they can come to me and I can kind of point them in the right direction. But they have a ton of support staff as far as like the EIC goes. They have like, they'll help you with the application and everything like that. So if there's enough interest in the county as far as like PACE financing, I think that's something that could be really great for the region.
Awesome. That sounds great.
You can hear Oliver in the background. He's a big pusher for all villages to convert their streetlights to LED. So
Yes.
That's what he was chirping for.
That's true, he is.
I couldn't get him to fall asleep the other day, so I was telling him about all the different clean energy programs, and Brandon's like, are you telling him about your programs? I'm like, it's working. So yeah, he knows all about it. So he will let the municipalities know what they can do.
He's gonna have a brainworm. He's gonna go out and be the future of clean energy warrior.
Yes, he's gonna be into something like, I don't know, like music or like dance that I'm like, I can't help you, buddy. I don't know, not me.
Outstanding. And I think I have one last question for, I think, Steve, you could answer this one. It has to do with the comprehensive economic development strategy. Maybe just explain what that is, why it's important, and what effect does Schoharie County have on federal planning in this?
Yeah, we haven't had a planner here in our office in 10 years. That person used to do our comprehensive economic development strategy every year. We go out and visit each of the 6 counties, find out about all of the different sites. If a municipality was going to apply for EDA funding, they had to make sure that their project was in the SEDS document. It seemed like that was our biggest focus. And then 2 years ago, when we received funds from the CARES Act for CARES Act planning grant, in addition to our conventional planning grant, we were able to hire Mary Kate Mysick, thank God. And she has taken over and she is doing our SEDS right now. It's completed. We're just getting our, from the committee that she had formed with a few dozen of our folks amongst all of our 6 counties, and just getting their final comments, and it should be submitted very shortly. And I'll have Mary Kate talk about more of what she put into that SEDS document and pertaining to your question, Spencer.
Yeah, Mary Kate, why is this important, and how is this really driving the planning for the future?
Absolutely. So our comprehensive economic development strategy, we're doing a 5-year update, this year, which means that it's a very forward-looking document and trying to come up with regional priorities and projects for the next 5 years. And what's great about this document is that, unlike comprehensive plans for the county or for an individual town or village, it looks at the region as a whole. So it looks at the strengths, the weaknesses, the opportunities, and the threats, and tries to get an idea of how we can collaborate more across county lines. And Schoharie County has joined the strategic committee and has been a really big proponent for regional strategies. I think Heather's brownfield event is a great example of how we can accomplish more when we take a regional approach and everybody benefits. But why the SEDS is so important, I think, is that 2 reasons. First, it's our face to the Economic Development Administration. So this document goes into their hands, and anyone who applies for funding from EDA has to reference this SEDS document in their application. And so making sure that it reflects the priorities of the region, make sure that then applications are going in and they're becoming stronger. The second is that it just provides an opportunity for people to collaborate and talk and see where they can have similarities and make each other stronger. So overall, it's been a really great process. And as Steve said, the new updated SEDS should be out in about 2 weeks, tops.
Outstanding. Sounds great. Can you give us a little sneak peek into that? Do we have to
Oh,
wait?
do you want me
for
to
2
screen
weeks?
share?
Oh, you could if you wanted to. We have a couple of minutes.
Okay.
We had some folks from Schoharie County. Is it Dave Schulman, Mary Kate? Is that his name? From SUNY Cobleskill? Maybe I'm thinking the wrong
So
name.
we have Scott Ferguson, who is
Scott Ferguson, I'm sorry.
director, of the
Institute for Rural Vitality.
Yes.
I wanted to say it backwards. I always want to say the Rural Institute for Vitality, and I know it's always wrong.
Just wanted to make sure there's an ag component because it's very important with the SEDS.
Yes.
While Mary Kate's pulling that up, I just want to mention that this will also be posted to our website once it's finalized and all the T's are crossed and I's dotted.
Outstanding. And while we're waiting, are there any programs, RFQs, events coming up for you guys in the next few weeks?
We are having one, but it doesn't pertain to Schoharie County. It's Northern Borders Regional Commission, which only covers a certain portion of New York State and the Adirondack Quarter. It's basically for Oneida, Herkimer, Fulton, Montgomery County. It doesn't go south down to Otsego or southeast down to Schoharie County. It does cover Maine and I think Vermont as well. But companies, local economic development organizations are applying for infrastructure grants through Northern Borders, and then they have to have us included. We'll be facilitating and administering those grants if they are approved for infrastructure. And we're also doing an extension of our current broadband study. We just did a night in Herkimer County. I know it doesn't pertain to Schoharie County, but we're going to be able to extend that to Fulton and Montgomery County as well, because they're part of Northern Borders. So we are doing many other things. Sometimes they don't include all the counties, but we try to take advantage of whatever counties we have with the opportunity.
I think what's great about the broadband regional plan, though, is that the goal for that one of the deliverables will be available to all counties, not just the counties in Northern Borders, because New York State was able to collect a lot of broadband data, and Schoharie County is going to have access to that data very soon. And so they should be able to use the evaluation tool that will be created in this broadband regional plan on their county, even though it was technically created for the 4 broadband counties of Northern Borders.
Schoharie County is a little special in that it's included in 2 different economic development districts.
So is that Otsego County. It is different.
We do know that the Southern Tier 8 is doing, the other economic development district we're a part of is doing something similar. Then I believe our residents have been included in that study.
Right. We also, we're trying to continue our community energy engagement program. It's going to be called something different. Supposedly supposed to start June 1st. Basically it's called the Clean Energy Hubs, Amanda, and that'll be covering all 6 of our counties. Amanda, do you want to just talk a minute about that?
Yeah, so right now we have some efforts going as far as getting municipalities, businesses, residents, everyone kind of together as far as these community campaign type things. So we're looking at things like clean heating and cooling, electric vehicles, demand response, and community solar. The Clean Energy Hub is kind of a way to refocus everything and have like a big place you can go to get any resource you need as far as clean energy. So like our team is ever expanding. We just got 2 new people that are working on a climate smart communities program. So the Clean Energy Hubs idea is to kind of incorporate all these different incentives and just make it so that people know where to go. And then so with that and with some of our other work, one of the things we're going to be focusing on is, and we're still trying to figure out the name and figure out some logistics like that, but to keep an eye out for is we're trying to do an agricultural campaign. So to help counties and other municipalities tap into this agricultural energy campaign, because most agriculture, as far as like dairy, veggie farmers, like greenhouses, even things like breweries and craft breweries and wineries, they are eligible for free assistance as far as benchmarking, energy saving projects, and they can get a bunch of incentives through NYSERDA. Sorry, Ollie's wild, but so we're trying to kind of streamline all of that and make a place where people can go.
Just excited about all the opportunities.
Oh,
he loves it.
The LED lights, he is awesome. Well, that's what we brought him home in a hybrid, so he might not even really remember gas vehicles, so we'll see. Or he's gonna be like, I don't know, a monster truck driver. I don't know. I'm imagining he's gonna be not into buildings or science or clean energy, and I'm gonna be like, I don't know how to help you. But so far he's excited, unless he falls asleep when I tell him. But yeah, so there's that to look out for. And as far as like an agricultural campaign, and then that'll be part of our Clean Energy Hubs, which will kind of incorporate a whole bunch of stuff. And then the other thing is the consolidated funding application opened up recently. So we're going to be doing office hours from 11 to 1 on Tuesdays for the next, I don't know, I think 6, 7, maybe 8 weeks. But we'll be helping municipalities, businesses, nonprofits, just kind of figure out what grant funding's out there and like how we can help with applications and things. And that's another great opportunity for some of that collaboration. As far as getting a census on what everyone in the region is doing, because there's some grants we can apply for as a whole region or for like different projects taking place. So we've been trying to work to connect that. Plus our group here has been helping a lot of communities in all 6 counties, including Schoharie, with their ARPA funding that they all received. We've been giving out technical assistance to several dozen communities in our 6 counties. ARPA funding is the
Outstanding.
American Rescue Plan
Yeah.
Act funds that every municipality receives some amount of funds with.
Awesome. Awesome. Yes, I know that Schoharie County has been working hard to divvy those out.
Mhm.
Excellent. Dr. Misa, did you happen to have that available, or the floor is yours?
Absolutely. So, oh, you already gave me screen sharing too, so you're on top of it. So I thought I'd show a little bit about the general contents of our SEDS document and then highlight a couple things. So part of my goal with our 5-year SEDS was to try and boil it down into a more condensed summary. And so you'll see it's only 20 pages long. But what's really special, I think, is that in each section, you have the ability to click on links that will bring you to even broader, more in-depth about that section. So since we were just talking about agriculture, since our last SEDS meeting, so this SEDS document is also very focused on resiliency, as that was a big push from the Economic Development Administration, is just regional resiliency, which makes a lot of sense in our recent 2-year history with the coronavirus. So you can see all sorts of different stuff going on, but our new agriculture and foodways information. And so this was actually, I started this because Dr. Ferguson on our SEDS committee was really adamant that one of the big parts of not just Schoharie County, but the entire region that wasn't fully represented in the document was agriculture and foodways. And so you can see the Institute for Rural Vitality and SEEC is highlighted on this page, as well as some other regional initiatives. And so my hope is that when they're all pulled together like this and folks are looking at it, they'll see, oh, wow, everybody's working on agriculture and foodways, and there's maybe some ways that we can collaborate and find grant funding or different projects that would enhance the entire region.
Outstanding. So it sounds like you guys have really thought out the next 5 years, and there's a plan moving forward. A lot of you guys are doing a lot of good work for Schoharie County and the region as a whole. And I just want to thank you again for your time, your efforts, and your continued support of economic development in the Mohawk Valley.
Thank you very much, Spencer.
Thank you. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and thank you again for
Thank you.
participating.
Thanks,
Thanks,
everybody.
Spencer.